So welcome everybody, welcome. I'm absolutely excited and honoured to be here tonight, and I'd really like to say it's the inaugural RANT conference, and I hope there's many more to come, but I really want to congratulate Stiper Native Grasses CEO Graham Hand. Where's Graham? Graham, don't be shy now. There he is, lovely, round of applause for Graham. And also Whistler's Ridge permaculture designer Celia Leviton, who we just heard from, and the wonderful committee that have dreamt this event, dreamt of it, and we are now gathered here today in reality. Congratulations everyone, this is a groundswell. It is a first for Tasmania, and no doubt for us all, it's going to be an inspiring, life-changing few days. Or couple of days, but it's starting tonight with drinks, which is always a good sign. So never in our history have we needed to rant more and to rave more about regenerative agriculture in all of its forms, and even to be in rhapsody of those farmers who are achieving this incredible grassroots revolution. As a farmer and as a writer, who's about to launch her 7th novel. It goes to the printers on Monday. It's called White Horses. I've written an entire plot on regenerative agriculture and renewable energy, so I can reach those people in Big W. It's commercial fiction, and I'm really proud that I'm able to bring some of this science to the masses. I'm so blessed to have jumped on the regenerative agricultural train 10 years ago. Thanks to a man who sits before me, Colin Syce. I went to see him speak at the Levendale Cricket Club down south, and it was a time when tree plantations were spraying atrazine all over the place. There were laced 1080 carrots, killing the wildlife, and we were in a drought. Colin turned a switch on in my mind, and I found the first stepping stone forward to a brighter future in farming, away from the binds that I'd already found in conventional agriculture. It's a great place to be because I know that all the climate crisis fear that's spreading like wildfire through the media across the globe can be tempered and turned around by regenerative ag. We can't waste our energy focusing on the vast problems that we have before us, but at the same time we can't stay passive. And we cannot accept the current systems. We need in this room tonight to elevate our mindsets and to think and to act our way out of the current environmental mess that we find ourselves in. It's our time as food producers to harness our energy collectively and lead the way forward, because our very survival depends upon it. They depend upon farmers like you and me and other people within the agricultural industry to wake up. So, why be part of this revolution? Well, I've said before that our very lives depend upon it, but also, like me, as I've learned in recent years of my life, I do enjoy a good barista and some smashed avocado. So it's coming, and this is coming from 5th generation. I'm a Tassie girl, and I was raised on chops, sheep liver, roadside shop rabbits, and washed down with a bit of Cascade beer. So we have to, from those beginnings of living from the land as a child, we have to kind of see where we've come and know that we are utterly spoilt in this country and we are completely privileged. But this life of full bellies and of comfort has meant many of us are completely blind to what's ahead of us. Mother Nature is about to bite us on the bum big time. So let me paint a picture for you. There was I out to breakfast one morning with my fiance Daniel, and we were enjoying a Sunday morning rest. Before we go and move our livestock, we mob graze, so we move our animals daily. And I was hoeing into my sourdough and my avo smash, and sipping on my cappuccino with the nice sprinkles on top. And I began reading an article, and it was by Peter Boyle, who's a long-time writer for the Mercury in Hobart. He was paraphrasing the latest science report on environmental degradation. It's predicted that if we keep doing what we're doing, over 1 million species of plants and animals will be extinct within decades. Runoff from excessive use of agricultural fertilisers is creating dead zones in coastal seas, and every year as much as 400 million tonnes of heavy metals, solvents, toxic sludge and other industrial wastes are being dumped into the world's waterways. In other science that I've read, the planet is potentially facing its 6th major extinction. It's not from a meteor, it's not from an ice age, but from man's blindness and basically our greed. So, there I am in Sorell, which is a lovely town, by the way. And those of you do chuckle if people know Sorell. And it's a warm cafe and I'm contemplating extinction. You'd think it would really put me off my tucker, but instead of feeling fearful about all those reports, now I actually feel excited, I feel challenged, and I want to embrace this challenge. Because this is what I have been ranting about for 10 years. This is what I've been raving about to my readers in a subtle way in my novels and on social media. It is that farmers know how to fix many of these base problems in soil and water. And more farmers are coming aboard the regenerative agricultural wisdom train. There's farmers like Cole Seiss, who I've mentioned, Charles Massey, Grant Sims, who's joined us, and all the other fabulous speakers that you're about to hear from the conference. This is going to be a practical conference, by the way. We actually know how to fix some of these major issues. We get to demonstrate how humanity can survive, prosper and thrive. Clean air, clean water, living soil, healthy food, healthy ecosystems, and happy humans. Now, Daniel and the kids and I have recently taken over 100 acres of the most degraded, raped and denuded farmland near Richmond that's been brutalised since white settlement. How fantastic is that? And I mean it. Why is that fantastic? Because of the networks we've built via the internet and the information shared freely, we know we have the wisdom, the science and the support from other farmers in healing that land. And our farm will be one to demonstrate our shared knowledge. And by you being here, you get to share in this knowledge as well. We know how to love the land back to life. So yes, it's profitable. Yes, because we don't like to spend our money on costly inputs, but also because we get to be host to healthy, bare-breeched, non-mulesed, aloe-burn pole merino sheep that supply natural, biodegradable fibre. It's the stuff the world wants. And we get to run small-frame Dexter cattle that are lighter on the land and provide beautiful meat for people. The other riches we harvest, though, is the privilege of providing habitat for birds, insects and animals like swamp harriers, wedge-tails, black swans, brown falcons, the rare and endangered green and gold bell frogs. It was so exciting to find one of those in an old post hole. And a host of mammals and insects and soil microbes that underpin our farming operation. Although I have to say, with our management, feral cats don't survive too well under our regime, and the 10 Lives cattery, they get frequent donations of money with a bonus cat. It's also a business decision for us to farm this way. Already banks are seeking farmers with high natural capital. In other words, farmers that have healthy ecology because they are lower risk people to lend to. Consumers are now demanding pure food, as we know. And on top of that, the corporate big boys, such as Richard Branson, they're looking to partner with projects that genuinely sequester carbon and further human health and environmental health. So Daniel and the kids and I are enlivened every day in seeing the land come back to life. And we know that over time, we will have a marketing advantage over our produce. And we can't stop ranting that we're part of a growing band of farmers who are returning wisdom to our food production industry. Now, wisdom, it's something that has been seriously lacking. Humans are intelligent, wouldn't you agree? We're intelligent. There's no doubt, but we have to see that intelligence is only useful if it's balanced with wisdom. One of my favourite writers, Eckhart Tolle, who wrote A New Earth, has a fabulous phrase, and it helps me cope with what I see all around me on a daily basis. And his phrase is intelligent stupidity. So you would have to agree, okay, that splitting the atom was an immense human intelligence. But to make a bomb out of that, that's stupidity, intelligent stupidity. The intelligence of Nobel Peace Prize winner Norman Borlaug in breeding wheat varieties and beginning the Green Revolution was outstanding. There's no denying it. But to move on from that point where we alter the DNA in the food we ingest, which I might add, from my reading of science, cell biologists are already finding that it's altering our own genes from ingesting that style of food. That's stupidity, intelligent stupidity nonetheless, with no compass for wisdom. And to use the products of war, such as phosphates for bombs and technologies to create nerve gas, and then to put them in our food systems and reinvent them as man-made fertilisers and chemicals. That's intelligent. In fact, it's not only intelligent, but it's resourceful. Suddenly, the government of the day post-war had a place for all those obsolete things during peacetime. But now, in hindsight, it's time for us to wake up that the vastly intelligent, stupid thing was doing that to bring war to Mother Nature. So I'm a wordsmith, as you know. I'm on to my 7th novel, and I love words. And it's no accident that I saw a pattern in the words herbicide, pesticide, insecticide, fungicide, and how they correlate to words like homicide, suicide, and genocide. We have disconnected from the higher power that drives life itself, the all-intelligent, forever wise Mother Nature. We've stopped seeing her and, above all, feeling her. We have lost our inner compass in this modern world. We Westerners, with our man-made religions, are the only ones in our faith who teach the mythology of our human representatives, Adam and Eve, that we were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. We're the only ones who separated ourselves from nature through our faith. The ancients knew that Mother Earth is not separate from us. Mother Earth, again, my wordsmith, when I look at that, I see Mother Earth in capitals and I see me. Mother Earth is me. The ancients knew this, the Indigenous knew this. So to go against her, they knew your life would be at stake. And unfortunately, not only that, for us, did we get kicked out of the Garden of Eden, but we've been guided by a false science. Darwinism is a flawed science. The survival of the fittest is actually a falsity. And Charles Darwin, later in his long life as a scientist, refuted his claim. It's not the survival of the fittest, it's the survival of the collaborative communities. Plants collaborate, they don't compete. Cells collaborate. Animals too. Microbes, nematodes, fungi. From the micro to the macro, you'll see communities thrive through collaboration when there's balance. And of course, with that higher power of Mother Nature's wisdom. Now, I wrote about some of these ideas in my book, Down the Dirt Roads, sharing my inner knowing that the fertility of women and the fertility of the soil and nutritional wisdom are linked. This concept is backed by one of my favourite scientists, Dr. Fred Provenza. He's a rangeland scientist from Utah State University who's a dear colleague, and he's just released his book, Nourishment, and I suggest we read up on that as well. Now, we've all heard that a nation that destroys its soil destroys itself, but I just want to paint a picture of how real this is. A study that's gone for 38 years of sperm count revealed men in Western countries, including Australia, has declined by 50% Now that time frame and the fertility decline correlates with those products of war that we dumped into our food systems. As a woman, I'm concerned our kids are getting obese, sick, autistic, and cancer even, you name it. And my sisters across the world who aren't educated and don't have the privileges that I have, they are watching their children starve. This isn't balance. So I'm a storyteller, and I'm not here to spread a message of doom and gloom. I'm here to spread the word that regenerative agriculture is the key to humanity's survival, because the ancients knew. And after 2 days of being here and feeding this energy that we're creating tonight, you are going to learn how to team up with the intelligent, abundant, all-giving Mother Nature. She'll not only keep you alive, but she'll also help you thrive. It's not chalk and talk. We can actually do this on the ground. I had to go and assist a lamb this morning before school drop-off, so I had sheep manure on my hands, but I could see that even in the midst of winter down south where we've had no rain, we have clover growing, we have plants growing. So you're going to learn how you can bring your life and your land alive. So I ask you now to open your minds, but above all, open your hearts, because we're about to hear from the speakers that we've gathered here how we can continue living in our earthly paradise of smashed avocado, cappuccino, chops and Cascade beer. Thank you very much.